It's always fun to theorize and imagine new and different sponsors on Piston Cup racers because, hey, 36 just ain't enough for me. I mean, thinking back to Chick Hicks in Cars 1, he's got all those contingency sponsors, 90% of which are actually Piston Cup racers we see in the movie, but there's that 10% in there that we don't, like Sludgy or Texas Tea, and it's pretty cool, especially in terms of customs, to see those brought to life. You have all the creative liberties in the world. You just have a logo and you could run with it. And I have that Texas Tea stock car that I reviewed a couple years ago. I'd love to get a Sludgy one at some point. And there are a bunch of other sponsors that we see throughout the Cars movies, different advertisements that, hey, it would make sense for them to have a racer like maybe Lightyear or like an all-in-all racer a lot of people have done before as well, before obviously that company collapsed. But that is kind of the crux and main idea for today's video and a lot more videos in the future. This here is a custom Dr. Brakenstein Next Gen, the graphics created by Thomas Hatfield and then brought to life on the diecast by customizer Jim Scavenger. And you guys have heard of this combo before, most likely, when we did the Missing Sponsor Next Gen reviews a couple years ago. Of course, you have Taco Mint here, who's probably the headliner of their collaboration just because Mattel never went on to do their own version of Taco Mint. So this is really the best we have. And I personally think that almost all their customs supersede the NASCAR racers that Mattel ended up doing. But let's remember, Jim Scavenger and Thomas Hatfield, they did their stuff before Mattel was like, oh, hey, yeah, maybe it would be a good idea to revisit those sponsors that Disney and Pixar removed from Cars 3. But I really like this retread racer here that they did, although I do think that this might be the one that Mattel got them with just because the blue color is so unique and cool on the Eric Amarolling diecast. But Thomas Hatfield was like, I don't want to compete with Mattel. I want to create my own set of sponsors, and yeah, that's what we're going to be embarking upon here. I don't know how long it'll take me to review them all, but I decided kind of within the spirit of Dia de los Muertos and Halloween, even though a little late to that, let's do Dr. Brakenstein first. Not my favorite of the ones they've done. You might see my favorite in the background over here, and you know me, I like to save the best for last. But without any more rambling, let's get right on into it. We got a pit crew or a pit row barrier also, so thanks to Jim Scavenger for that, and obviously Thomas Hatfield for creating those original designs. I mean, I think he showed me these almost maybe 4 or 5 years ago at this point. I know he did the next gens, like the missing sponsors, in 2020, so yeah, it's got to be around that 4 to 5 year mark at this point. But yes, Dr. Brakenstein, you know what, let me show you guys a couple of pictures. His original artwork, Thomas Hatfield's original artwork, just to give you an idea of how it looks in a little bit of an animated sense with the logo there. Really nice. I think this might be my second favorite. The best thing in my opinion about this racer is that he's got like the ghost flames like a classic car would have, kind of like, Greta or Marilyn, the present day counterpart of Greta. And a lot of Hot Wheels use the Ghost Flames design. But yeah, a nice metallic purple color. You have the Dr. Brakenstein logo there, which is super unique. Probably the best thing, just like the best contribution that Thomas made for this. I mean, he came up with his entire logo, and it's like a front of a car turned into a skull, which is just so creative. I love how he kind of turned the grill into like the teeth of the skull. At least that's my interpretation of it. You have the wrenches there for like the crossbones, and then a really, really cool Dr. Brakenstein, obviously a riff on Frankenstein. Just, I love it. I love it. This is definitely like some sort of repair shop company that, yeah, is a little spooky. Definitely a little spooky for sure. And on the sides here, you do have the typical contingency sponsors from every next gen in Cars 3. Piston Cup, Combustor, Carbon Cyber, and Synergy. I think the black wheels here was definitely the way to go, just to provide some nice contrast. The green would maybe have been kind of cool, but I think black looks really good here nonetheless. You have the 13 there, which is done in the same font as the Brakenstein font up on the hood there in the main logo. You have the arrow indicating where to lift them up at to change the tires. So he's got all the same elements that a usual next gen would have. And he's got just the logo Solo over here in the back corners, which is another great little touch. 13 there on the roof as well. Then you have, so this is, I believe this is still a Thailand Piston Cup Racer model that Jim Scavenger used, R44A. So whenever that was made, whoever this may be, did not have a unibody in terms of the windows there. So all the windows are plastic inserts, a part of the interior, whereas they have kind of gone away from that a little bit with some of their next gens. Like, for example, Bubba Wheelhouse, who came out on that 5-pack exclusive to Walmart a couple years ago, is a complete unibody. The windows are a part of the main metal body, which is obviously not the case here with this custom. I absolutely love the metallic green spoiler, the wing back here. It's a different shade of green from the logos and all that, but it looks great. Like, it provides, again, some nice contrast and is super sparkly. And yeah, definitely the purple and green, gives Halloween vibes, but also a little Mardi Gras vibes as well. This is actually, by the way, Kristen VonClutch. So Thomas Hatfield named all of the next gens that he did as well, including the retread, the Taco Man. I remember we did all those long ago, but gotta honor the names that he gave for these. And this is Kristen VonClutch. So good stuff all around there. I like the Solo logo here on the back. Kristen is a rookie, so she has the yellow rookie racing stripes, of course. But yeah, just a very nice professional looking design. A lot of people have attempted to, come up with their own sponsor, make a custom out of it, but it doesn't really seem like it would fit in. Like, if you showed me a group of 10 next gens with that custom slipped in there, I'd be able to identify it. Most people would be able to identify it. Like, oh yeah, that's just a fan-made one. I get it. Not this. Like, this would perfectly fit in with Cars 3, especially the color palette. We know that Disney and Pixar kind of congregated the entire color palette of the next gens to the blue, green, and purple side of things, and really stayed away, for whatever reason, from the red, yellow, and oranges. I mean, we see this with H.J. Hollis, who has almost like the inverted paint job here. Same colors, just inverted as Dr. Brakenstein here. And I'm fine with this one because that's like, I mean, obviously, you had to go one way or the other because Manny Flywheel, the N2O Cola Cars 1 Racer is purple and green, so it's not like they really diverged a ton, but with some of these other ones they did. Like, they had the option here with Rev and Go to go like a blue or orange, black, maybe kind of lean more on that orange and black to change things up, but no, they're like, let's go green. Like, I don't know where green came from for Rev and Go. It's like some of the next gens, they just completely changed things. Even with like Vinyl Toupe going from Cars 1 to Cars 3 with Rev Roads, they completely changed things. And speaking of which, then they landed on, a metallic purple. So again, like I said, Dr. Brakenstein fits perfectly in with the Cars 3 set of racers. Not just because of the colors, but also it's just such a seamless fit. It makes sense. It feels like something that Pixar would come up with. Yeah, I mean, then you have Bubba Wheelhouse here, another very similarly colored next gen to what we've been looking at here. I just wish there were more next gens like Leakless. And see, the reason why like we ended up on like this, oh my God, how do I say this? How we got here to all these blue, green, purple next gens is because every time Disney and Pixar was presented with a choice, they always chose the green, blue, purple option. Like with Octane Gain, they had the choice. Barry DePello comes along, like, how are we going to make him? Orange? No. Blue, purple? Let's do that. Like I said, Replico comes along, orange, black, maybe a light blue? No, let's go green. Vinyl Toupe comes along? No, let's go purple again. Toe Cap here, this is another pretty good example. Sponsor that started off with dark blue and yellow branding. Do we maybe lean on the yellow a bit? No, let's go purple. So it's just, yeah, every fork in the road they got to, they were like, no. And like the only ones that ended up on that other side of the spectrum, like Leakless, I mean, that was just, they had to. There was no other color choice for leakless than yellow and black. So it's like, what the hell, Disney and Pixar? This is something I can't blame on Mattel. I mean, this is all you. But anyways, here is the pit row barrier with the Dr. Frankenstein. I love how he put the ghost flames here in the back as well. It looks really good. And yeah, grateful to Jim Scavenger for hooking me up with these. Super happy to have them. And yeah, I don't know which one I'll review next, but I will reveal to you my favorite here is Truxedo. Mainly because I don't think I've ever seen like a color scheme like this on a racer. It's so creative. It's so amazing. I think if that was like in the movie, it would definitely be up there with like Taco Mints as, you know, one of the best, most creative sponsors. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you as always for watching. Let me know in the comment section below. What is the question for today? Who's your favorite next gen? Let's just keep it simple for today. Who is your favorite next gen Piston Cup racer? Mine is like flipped over, I think. I think it's like flipped over. George Newen. There's another one that I like. I like Ed Trunken too. There's a couple. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye now. If all's got a man, they both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout.